Hey everybody, welcome to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gimpy, joined by the one, the only, Chipped Monk. I was gonna say followed for some reason.
I thought you dropped a solid F, dude. I was like, whoa, dude.
It's definitely a
hitting the
solid
F-ins and Jeffins, dude.
Like
the
big F of the right here in the morning, dude. I can't stop it. Can't go without it.
You seen any of the DLSS 5 drama or whatever,
That's what I wanted to talk about, brother.
Really, dude?
I wanted to get your
dude?
take on it, man, because you're... Seems like you're a big proponent of AI usage for coding and stuff, not so much for graphical stuff. So
to steal the artistic intent on the original artist.
Yeah, and Nvidia came out saying, "Oh, the developers have full control over this." Well, then what the hell did you just show us? Because all of that looked like garbage.
Yeah, hit us with the Instagram filter, dude. Make us look thinner.
Yeah, so I'll put a screenshot of stuff up over here, lips, and I'll post a link if for whatever reason you haven't seen the DLSS 5 reveal. But every single thing that they showed just made it look like complete AI slop. And including Grace from Resident Evil 9, they just made her look like a completely different character. So, what are your thoughts on this, Chip? It's just
I don't know. I think early on I was talking about watching some of these videos, especially from Nvidia, where they took real-time geometry data in a simulation and then overrid it with the depth maps into anything, so they could make it look like a real city with just basic geometry.
Sure.
I thought that was pretty interesting. I also saw a lot of early stuff with people doing GTA 5 and other video games where they overlay AI generative. It wasn't real time like this is. And then this seems to only be using 2D vectors, so it's literally just a filter over the game. It's not actually looking at the geometry and stuff. It's not other Nvidia tools where you can go in and I think the demo they showed was the old Morrowind, where you could go in and add new textures and stuff to really up-res older products that you might have in your catalog. This just seems like a filter. It doesn't seem very useful. It's 250-90s to run the demo they showed, and they're oh, but we'll figure it out. Trust us, bro. And then they're you guys just don't get it.
On that video, man, there was a point where they showed an old woman on a poster, and then they went over it, and she had wrinkles out of nowhere. Her eyes were completely different. The bone structure changed. I was just what in the world are they doing, man? It was disconcerting.
It's very out of touch. Yeah. I don't know. The whole AI movement's been really out of touch with just general people, where it's we'll tell you what you'll like, and then you'll like it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. This will make money. Trust us, bro.
The other thing too is DLSS 4.5 seemed good, right? It seemed more performance focused and just getting your games running, which as I've been preaching for months now, that optimization should be more in the forefront than AI generative tools to curb that. It's just another excuse for these AAA developers to get around optimization passes, because it's oh, it uses DLSS, you'll be fine. No, optimize your damn game. That's
It's oh, you're using the newest graphics card, right? Nobody is, dude. It's such a small percentage of the computer-based users.
Right. I shouldn't have to use DLSS on your game when I have a graphics card from the same era. You know what I mean? That's just it's ridiculous.
And it's still running like garbage, even with all the unoptimized, because it's just so badly made. It's somehow the AAA devs are making weird slop, and they're well, this is the fidelity the end users want, but also it's not going to be performant. Weird, man. It's just weird. It's every path where they could go left or right, and they're zigging instead of zagging. They're hitting every single brick wall instead. They're just it's that Homer Simpson where he's hitting is it the
Sideshow Bob where he's hitting the rakes?
Yeah, Sideshow Bob, walking into rakes after rake. And it's dude, come on, guys. There's clearly a path forward here. There's definitely ways that these tools help and make things better. It doesn't make sense that it's giving people things nobody asked for problems that nobody's having.
Yep. Yep.
That's AI in a nutshell, really.
Yeah. The people are saying that EVGA saw the future, and that's why they bowed out of the video card things with Nvidia, and Nvidia kind of locked them down, so they couldn't make just focus on raster performance of the cards anymore. It was just like, oh, we're just gonna go full on in this AI compute, and the
Yeah.
cards, like the actual raw performance of the cards has not gone up by any significant amount since I believe the 30 series. So,
Yeah.
we're 3 generations on from a modest improvement to the same cards. So,
Yeah, as far as like
EVGA
graphic
was right.
fidelity and raw processing,
Yeah.
like it's more for like computational things on like the AI side of it, where it's like, oh, we're just going to focus on making these cards that crunch this math instead of like the graphics math. And
Yeah.
that's, I'm not against it overall, but I think like you need to like add a new SKU to your cards.
We're seeing the struggle of that focus now, though.
Yeah, they're trying to make the card do all things instead of just being like, all right, here's like these bespoke cards that are specifically for like industry things, for computing, high computational AI things, and they have like
They
those
have those, yeah,
as far as like
but they're not.
servers and stuff, but they're trickling it down to like the consumer grade graphics cards, and like the consumers don't want or need this, and then the implementation of those things on the cards are not good. Like it's, I don't know. And even like ray trace, what happened to ray tracing? I thought you guys were going to figure that out. How come that's like garbage? How
I mean,
come
they're
you
still
have ray
doing
tracing?
it. I'll say,
Well,
like,
here's the thing, right? It's like, was it the Ouroboros like eating its own tail? Where it's like, all right, you make like all this like high fidelity, like ray tracing, real time lighting, and then you're like, we'll just do a filter over all of it, so it doesn't matter. It becomes mute, and we just smear the shit out of it, and then like we lose like all that fidelity we like built into the scene. So now we're like doing like 3 times the computational, like to get like a worse result that nobody wants. Like, I don't know. It's it's just baffling decisions. They're not talking to real people. They're all talking to like the other AI bros and bros, and they're like, how can we make this more, dude?
They're all just in a Skinner box right now just to figure stuff out. So.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I agree. It's something has to hold out. Speaking of which, we'll shift a little bit here.
And as like from the art side of it too, like I don't mind it. I think like when you're working for a Heartless Corporation, like you understand that like your artistic vision's compromised and like you're helping contribute to a sum greater than its parts, and you have like no real say over the end product and how people interpret that, because it's going through like so many layers of like management filters and like, so I don't know. I don't blame any of the artists or anyone working on these projects where it's like,
I blame the engineers and then Nvidia's
the executives
right
making these
going, make it look nice so we can sell more cards and get pictures of Spider-Man. It's like
that's what the kids want.
Yeah,
they want AI generated Spider-Man. They want Spooderman, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, it sounds like the rest of the talking heads of the industry at large don't like where this is going. So hopefully, I think Nvidia like, scales back. They won't, but hopefully, like DLSS 6 isn't as some sort of.
Well, you can see kind of like the overarching business model of like there's no IP anymore. Like everyone's like, again, the snake eating its own tail of like, you'll buy this filter passes, right? So you're like, I want to play a Shrek now in this game instead of like it'll just AI overlay Shrek, and now you're a Shrek. I want all the bad guys to be SpongeBob characters, and now everybody's like a SpongeBob character with the AI generated voices, and you're like, yeah, I'm playing, whatever game, Cyberpunk, but now everybody's like a Simpson character, right? And you'll have that overlay, and it'll be good enough, and people, the general consumer, will be happy about it. They'll be like, oh, this is cool. This is all, I could play as Homer Simpson running around Cyber City, dude.
Yeah, see the best, like, I mean, character replacement mods and everything. I still get a kick out of Resident Evil 2 replacing Mr. X with Thomas the Tank Engine. That's still is hilarious.
So it's gonna be in everything now, and you won't have to do any mods or anything. It'll be built right into the pudding, and there's enough people who are willing to pay money for that easy solution that'll look bad, but it good enough. Like I've said this from the rip, that people think AI needs to be like A+ for mass adoption, but it just needs to be like a C, like a solid C-, and then it has to be catered to your interest. So if like, again, if it's like doing like specifically, you're like, I want, the pro wrestler, I want all the AEW roster in this game, and I can pay $15 and now I can, place Kenny Omega running around in Tekken. Like people pay like $15 for that,
you wouldn't have the move set too, so I think purists
Yeah.
would be there. But yeah, I can see
But
part of
again, it
that.
doesn't. Again, it's that C. It
But
just has
like
to be a C.
with fighters,
It doesn't have to
though,
be A
like you
plus.
mentioned, like a fighting game adjacent thing,
Yeah.
right? Like the community would not accept that. Just in general, they won't. It's a moveset thing.
Yeah, you're talking about like the actual core gaming audience that like
Mhm.
really appreciates like the characters, the lore, the depth. But I'm talking about like the filthy casuals, the unwashed masses, the majority, dude, the vast majority, the 80%.
They're not who keeps the games alive, though.
They are though, dude. Look at the COD where it's like, oh, they're buying Nicki Minaj. Look at Fortnite where they're buying like, you know, Family Guy and stuff, bro. They are keeping these, get billions of dollars where they're making like $8 billion, bro. That's filthy casuals, bro. Like they're not like you or me. Like, have you bought a Nicki Minaj pack for Call of Duty? Did you buy the Spawn one? No, dude. I'm not buying that garbage, dude. Like you're not, but people are, and like they're looking at the business side of it, and they're like, yeah, this is it, dude. Imagine if we didn't have to, you know, model all these characters and pay the artists, and we could just like, you know, have this AI slop and serve it up to people, and it's just a switch we flip on the back end, dude. Easy, yes. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, bro. Like it just has to be a C minus, dude. This is again,
I don't think you're wrong, but I think
yeah, it's disgusting, dude.
Backlash that will happen for the first studio that does it will take the other studios pause, such as the what was that thing that?
And again, I do not approve. We do not approve these messages, dude.
Yeah,
like I don't want this to happen.
What was it called? I can't even remember what it was called, man. It was so long ago where everyone was trying to do it with like the Bored Ape. They're trying to implement that into
NFTs.
gaming. Yeah, NFTs. Yeah, where like the first game that tried it, their Ubisoft published one, there was so much backlash that everyone who tried just kind of backed off. And now I haven't heard about NFTs in years now, at least in the gaming space. I'm sure at some point some exist, but no one gives a shit. And the Bored Ape stuff, no one cares about anymore. Like a Bored Ape thing you could have bought for like $600 is worth 10 cents now, like as it should be. You know, like this conflated like value for an image was the dumbest thing that we've went through as an industry. So I'm glad that's dead. But
was that just like money laundering though? Like what's did we go through
dude.
it? Like, it feels like
it
feels like any reasonable person really wasn't too deep into it, except for people trying to make
general
quick
public,
money.
and no one could. Like there's a segment on I think it was Jimmy Fallon where Paris Hilton or someone was on there, and then they're like, "Look, I got this for you." Oh, that's so cool. The audience just was dead. No one understood it. It was dumb as hell. But yeah, that I mean. I feel like we're just on the next round of that. That being said, let me switch gears here with something that hasn't happened since the 90s has happened. Crimson Desert. And I don't play the game. I'm not interested in the game. So a lot of this is just from what I've read. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But they decided to just straight up not support Intel cards. Like the Arc series, they're just like, nah.
Arcs are good, dude. They're solid cards.
I agree. But for the first time since the 90s, when you had to like have a Voodoo 3 version of the game, and you're like, oh, it doesn't work on this game, right? So
was it our Radeon or whatever, ATX or whatever? Was that
the old ones? It was always working like
AMD.
AMD I remember back in the 90s, I had the Diamond Viper. Because it had the best compatibility across all games, so that's what we got. But then like the old Voodoo computer, right? When Voodoo started going, the way of the Dodo, it's like, oh yeah, this is just the Voodoo version of it, and just the other stuff wouldn't work, so I just switched to Diamond. But
legacy support, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But for the first time in 30 years, we've seen just a complete lockout of video cards. Now that game just doesn't interest me at all, and like it seems to be doing well sales-wise with mixed reviews. Apparently they could just completely screwed the control scheme. Apparently you to sprint, you're tapping the shift key as much as possible, like it's a console controller. And to do a certain kind of attack, from what I've read, you're hitting both bumpers and a trigger at the same time. It's like, what the hell are these guys doing? So there's a lot of questionable design decisions from them.
Controller first design, dude.
But even then, with controller first design, no one in the world does this. Like there's like a claw grip for a move. That's so dumb.
People feeling it,
dude. It is so dumb. Like it just, ugh. But what do you think about this, man? Just locking out an entire graphics card. Now, it could be argued that the install base of the Intel Arc isn't big enough, but I would say that locking them out, just you're cutting yourself you're cutting yourself at the feet. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's very short term, quarterly thinking.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Like it's fine. Like I was just looking at like my pre-production notes, and like that's like one of the first things you need to decide is like who's your core target audience, what platform are you developing for, and like what are the hardware that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no problem with people being like, oh, this is a mobile first type game. We're, looking at this. Oh, this is for like next gen things. Like, it's weird. It's weird, man. Cause like most of those libraries are standard. There's somebody who's like been looking down at like low level frameworks and stuff. A lot of it's just like porting over like another like additional package.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure like what their engine looks like. Like whatever game engine they're using must be like absolutely like abysmal or like just like this is what happens when you fire out people. Like they fired a bunch of engineers. They have no idea how the engine works. They have no way to like pull in like the packets or get like support. Maybe it's an Intel situation too. Maybe they were like, oh yeah, can we get these packets? And they're like, oh, you gotta pay us to get like, that level of support.
I just looked it up. So they're the guys who did Black Desert Online, and they're using an in-house engine called Black Space.
Oh yeah. They probably fired the people who made Black Space.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, right?
Yeah, now they're like just coasting, and then they'll probably be on like Unreal, next year.
Yeah, it's
such those things that happen at these corporations.
I mean, we've talked about how some things with how the industry went. I'm not a fan of, right? Like, but
yeah. And I will say this too, again, like in defense of the Intel cards. I think they're great. They benchmark pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
They're a really affordable option out there for a lot of people. I could see, again, with Nvidia doing all this like AI nonsense and putting most of their money there, and as they should, because that's who's paying them like billions of dollars. Allegedly, they're moving like billions on a ledger, not actual money. It's like them paying them again. The snake eating its own tail.
Mm-hmm.
They're like issuing credits to buy like their own hardware to like other companies that they're technically support. It seems like a lot of shenanigans.
You're losing the sauce, brother. Get back into it.
No one cares about that. Go on. If we had a functioning government, this wouldn't be happening, dude. Like they should all be investigated and arrested. That being said, I could see a lot of people going to Intel because of like all these weird exec level decisions at Nvidia and just being like, I want like a graphics card that just is games first and works games first and is affordable for a normal person.
Well, most people would stop at that second point that you made is affordable.
Yeah.
That's what they'd stop at.
Available too. And it's like,
right.
If I can go to the store and pick it up, dude, or I can order it online, I have to like get in some weird list or like pay like the secondary market markups on this nonsense, dude.
Yeah.
So
I really think that those devs just shot themselves in the foot with that. Like, I mean, you're great. You're using your own engine. I applaud devs who make their own engine. I think that's as more as the years go on, it's a lost art form, right? We need more John Carmacks in the world, So let's give them the applause there. But I feel you also have to meet the just industry standard at minimum of supporting all the cards. That's just for me. It's like, do you remember the year? You're old enough to remember the years where Sound Blaster was like the main audio card, and if you didn't support Sound Blaster, why would you even release it? That's kind of what we're at now, right?
Sound Blaster, dude.
Yeah, they came out and they're not supporting one of the things, and it's just strange to me. It's a strange decision, but that game has other problems. It just seems so out of touch, and now I'm not the target market for the game, so there might be Crimson Desert fans who are going to come at my head, but prove me wrong.
It's again, you're going after like market share and stuff, but like at that point it's like just make mobile games. Like, because like then you're developing for the greatest like video game user base possible, right? The most amount of like item, like it's a low spec and then it's like a high user base. It's a low return on investment. Yep. All across the board, because like they're not really paying money like that. You're just whale hunting at that point and then hoping for the best, and then you have all these people who will steal your IP as well. But if you have like a custom engine, like I don't think you have too much more to worry about at that point, because it's harder to like decrypt and then like reverse engineer that kind of stuff. But it's doable. It's all doable. Mm-hmm. Especially like when you get into like APKs and stuff, and then like you're injecting stuff. But yeah, man, it's fine. At least they're telling people it's up front, and then Steam has like refunds and stuff, so that helps.
Yeah.
Again, short-sighted though. I think I could see Intel like pulling out more and more shares of the market, especially like core gaming audience. But again, man, people lie with their mouths, dude. Everyone's talking about how like this DLSS 5's
truth with
garbage,
their
and
wallets. Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes,
they're gonna
yes.
buy it, dude.
Yep.
Again, the same people buying like the Nicki Minaj skins, dude. No shot, no shade to Nicki Minaj
Now I'll
or
throw shade
Call of
at her.
Duty or
What's she
Fortnite.
gonna do?
She's gonna purr at you,
What's
dude.
she gonna do, dude? Yeah, all right.
She'll
All
hit you
right,
with one of those, dude. She'll
Whatever.
Danhausen curse you, dude. She's like, you've been cursed.
All right. It's gonna be the.
She'll
We're
write
gonna
a
do
horrible
our.
diss
We're gonna
track
do
and
a
ruin our
week.
lives,
We're
dude.
gonna do a
I don't want that
weekly
smoke,
a
dude.
weekly middle finger to Nicki Minaj for no reason
Nah,
at
dude.
all. You know, dude. Like I
I
don't.
like Nicki Minaj, dude.
What's she
Cool.
gonna do, dude? Like you know, it's not even.
I don't want to know, dude.
Yeah,
She's,
dude. I don't know.
she's
Man.
powerful goddess, dude. I am messing with that black queen, dude.
We'll get.
I don't want that smoke.
We'll get Cardi B on our side. We'll form up like Marvel versus DC,
Yeah.
dude. Well,
Dang.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore, dude. This is just completely off the rails. But
You've lost me, dude.
before anything else, I'm just talking.
Summon the hologram of Tupac, dude. This is the original OG AI.
So as of this recording, the Steam Spring Sale just launched. You know, we have the big sales every year. Spring Sale, I always feel is, just it goes by so fast, and you just are recovering from the winter sales. I don't feel a lot of people will buy things during this sale, but there are some decent deals going on. Is there anything that you were looking at, Chip, that you're like, yeah, I'm gonna pull the trigger on this right now?
I was looking through like all my wish list stuff just literally yesterday because of the spring sale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like nothing that really jumped out to me. I'm pretty much just playing Hearthstone still,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
Like,
fair.
I don't
That's
know. Maybe I played Slay the Spire before. I don't really care for it too much. I do like Monster Train. There's a Monster Train 2 that's on sale, but I'm like, I don't know if that's worth getting.
On sale, it probably is. Truthfully,
Yeah,
there's so much
I don't know.
content for that. I don't care for that game, but I can understand it. Yeah. For myself,
what about you, man? Is there something in there?
There's
catching your eye?
not anything that I've been waiting on because I pretty much got everything. I've famously said that there's only like a couple games I'm looking forward to in 2026. And Resident Evil Requiem, and now it was going to be a giant lull before the From game on the Switch 2 and GTA 6, obviously, because I'm a living, breathing human, so I think everyone's going to get that. But Wolverine as well. But I'm a big proponent of VR, and all of the Resident Evil games are on sale right now. And Resident Evil 4 VR, the mod is out and ready to go on PC, so you can play through 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 on PC, all in VR.
Nice,
So
you can live it, dude.
That's incredible. Shout out to the modders there, doing work that is very appreciated. So I think I'm missing. I've played them all, right? But as far as own on PC, I'm missing one. But I don't think it's one of the. I think I'm missing 7, but I own 7 on. I bought that on Xbox when it first came out, so it's not like I haven't played it. But I might just complete the entire my ownership of the entire series on PC just to have the option to just run through it in VR. So that's probably what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
man.
About game dev stuff, dude.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I've moved on completely to judging. Are
you judging me, dude?
Pigs think, breathe. They have their wants, needs. They become addicted to things. They can go kind of insane for stuff. So I sent you a screenshot the other day of this. Was just a slice of life of the pigs just living. There was no interaction from me.
Yeah.
None. It was just them
deciding
what to do.
Yeah, man.
So it's kind of like, like I said the last week, man, it's like watching your Sims go, right? But obviously no.
We sat here watching them together, dude.
I don't have the ability to code to that level, but I'm in a happy point. So I've moved on.
I think you're pretty close, dude. Like it's just, they're autonomously acting and doing their own thing, dude. That's it, man. You just add more behaviors or whatever.
When I started the project, I had no clue how to do it. So, here we go. I'm here now, so that seems good. How about yourself, man? How about yourself on that?
Man, I was playing around with Love 2D. I finished all my objectives in that pretty much. I made went through, got the Zelda clone up and running. I made that train toy box. I released that out in itch. I made like that other quick prototype of like abilities, like a MOBA where you're like removing snow. Like it's a game I've always like come back to. It's not fun. Like I don't know, like I've because when I uploaded the train toy box, I was looking through like my other games that are on itch that I don't have published or whatever, and like one of them's like a 3D snow removal game, and like I played some of that, and I was like, man, I like this idea. And then like I prototyped it again in like 3D, and I was just like, or I looked at like other people who've made that type of game, and like that's also not fun. And then I like went down and like prototyped it again in 2D, and like that also wasn't fun. But I learned how to make like MOBA style abilities where you like hit like 1 through 4, and it like shoots out like those dots, like, you know, Path of Exile or Diablo or whatever. Sure. You know, like, and that was fun to learn.
Yeah. Can
so
I give
then
you
after
a tip? You're missing the one thing that makes everything fun, dude.
What's that?
Shoot
Love?
something.
Oh.
So
so
make it so you can like clear the area, right, of all the snow.
Yeah.
Have wave-based enemies come out, whether they're zombies or whatever, something to attack.
You're talking about making Vampire Survivors, dude.
No, because Vampire Survivors is an auto, is like a bullet heaven, right? So you're shooting everything. You actually have to aim and shoot. You know, like a traditional wave shooter, like a Smash TV or a Geometry Wars or whatever have you, right? Because you already tried. We're making something Binding of Isaac, proper. So why not just make a wave-based shooter with the room clearing game, which I can't remember what that's called. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where you're like drawing to clear a room. It's like Snake, but just like a different level.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I know what you're trying to talk about. There's a few games
called.
like that.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? And then after a certain round of levels, have a giant bad enemy go and trying to do the same thing.
To stop you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know. So I shelved all that and I started going back to Godot, even though I don't really want to. Like, I don't know, man. Godot's like, I still don't like it, but I'm starting to be able to use it. Okay. And I've watched like some more tutorials. I watched like a few hours of like this like 16-hour course, but it's all like 2D stuff. So after like the first kind of lesson, he's just kind of going in and like showing you how to make like a game really badly, and that's fine. Most games are made pretty badly, where it's like just direct object oriented.
I don't think that you can say that they're making the game badly when they're taking the time to make a whole video tutorial on how to do it. And we've said that there's no right way to do it too. I think just what's right.
I would
for
say
you,
they're not using best practices, and then they're like teaching other people how not to use best practices. Like where they're like making things and then programming each of those things individually instead of like programmatically just writing like a quick 8-line script that would like do that for them, where it's like, all right, let's add in like a spaceship, now we're gonna add in another spaceship, now we're gonna add another space, and it's like, bro, you can just write like one single script that like siphon through all 3 of those like sprites and then change the text below to like whatever.
What's the golden rule here though, dude? Does it work?
Get it done? Yeah, does it work? I get it but I don't know.
The things you're mentioning are something that comes with experience, right? Like you got to learn first, man. I look back at my first projects, man. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but it was done,
Yeah.
So I mean, it worked.
All duct tape, hopes, dreams.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I'm.
And the video you're looking at is for beginners too. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. So, just get people done. So I don't know. I think they're
just being a hater, dude. Shout out.
Remember Kung Pao? Remember Kung Pao Enter the Fist, where they're like, we purposely mistrained him in Kung Fu as a joke? It feels a little bit like that, dude, where they're like, we're purposely training these kids in like coding as a joke, dude. Like, where it's like, yeah, it'll work, but like, you're going to create more problems down the line when you want to scale or make other things. But, it's like you said, it's fine, it works, but it wasn't for me. I got like the basics of operating in that engine, and like I found like another intermediate or more advanced.
I think it's incredibly brave for someone to put out a video on how to make game devs, because you have people like you coming in judging them. But you didn't make a video, I just just leave the guy alone.
To make a video, dude,
man. Bring it out. Have
people how to properly make things.
Have people judge you, man. Let's leave that guy alone. Shout out.
All right, dude. I don't think there'd be anything to judge. Most people would be like, wow, this is great, and then like I'd say 80% of the people would just like drop out because they're like, I don't understand. It's too complicated. And the last 20% would be like, wow, man, I'm now a kung fu master after watching all of like your teachings, dude. Thank you, senpai, dude.
I'm just, I just think you're being
after all
pessimistic, negative to that guy for no reason, man. That's all.
I'm not being. I'm just saying, like in general, like that's why I stopped watching. I was like, there's like all this. And it seemed like good content. Like it just wasn't for me. I'm not at that level. I just needed like more of like a quick start guide,
Sure.
which is hard to find. And like there's the documentation too. It's really well documented, the engine. So I've been just looking through that kind of stuff, knowing where to look or what to look for is kind of nice.
Reading documentation than watching a video. So yeah, I'd much rather do that.
I also like, it seems like Godot just has like engine issues where like I'll put in like GLPF files and then like sometimes it doesn't read those from disk and it just like will gray out and lock them for no reason. And I'll try like reloading and it's just like, nah, son. And then you can like go in and
say, yeah. But, I mean, the engine's used by so many people that could the problem
stuff
be...
where it's like, no, dude, there's problems, bro. And then like you go looking for this again. Like I had this early on in like some of the versions of Unity I've used, where like you'll have an issue and then you'll go online and look for the answer, and like there'll just be like another forum post of somebody else having that issue, and then be like, yes, it's a known bug. Yeah. And then there's like no, like this is we've submitted this ticket and it was like 5 years ago, and you're like, all right, well, shit, all right.
That's why Stack Overflow is still the best resource, man, for a lot of that stuff. It's like, someone had it and they just figured it out.
Like the recommended solutions, like go take your GLTF file, put it in Blender, then make it a GLB file, where it like combines the bin and that file into one, and then like try and reload it.
And
I didn't do that. I just like found like
so,
harder workaround.
There was a solution and he didn't try it. He just said this engine sucks.
Yeah, dude, it does suck, dude. Like it doesn't do as average.
You just said the same problem happened in Unity, man.
Yeah, dude, for like other stuff, dude.
Yeah, man. Just...
And that engine also sucks, dude. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm not saying Unity's a great engine. I just know the jank of it. Like, you know.
Oh man, yeah, man, dude. I was real pissed off at my car because I put the wrong oil into it. I mean, there's a workaround of using the correct oil, but this is you.
This is like if the car manufacturer recommended this oil, you put it into it, and then the car like doesn't work, and you're like, yo, what the hell? And the mechanic's like, yeah, it's a known issue. Like they've said not to do this now. And you're like, when did they say this? They're like, you had to go online and find a forum post, and it's like it was like 5 years ago. People know about it, dude. Everybody knows about it except you. Why would you listen to the car manufacturer, bro? Like it's like, yeah, we support this 3D model type some of the times, and then every once in a while it'll just break for no reason. We don't know why.
I'm gonna look this up after the pod just to see how the support is for that. I'm just generally curious because I haven't used it. I'm just talking to talk at that point. But all right. Well, on that note,
I'm just running into like weird issues with weird assets that I didn't make, dude.
Got it.
Still trying to learn it. It's coming along. I don't know. It's kind of want to like try and finish like the project I got going in it, but it's also giving me like issues with like the skeleton and stuff and like animations. But again, like
you didn't
I'm
make
okay
those, right?
with that stuff. Yeah, I didn't make those, so it's like not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's just like weird trying to figure out like the blend tree and stuff. Like I'm like, I don't know if this is not blending how it should. It just seems to like stop these animations and start playing these like, even though I have like blends set up in there, like and then like new IK stuff. Yeah.
Man.
Already got a gun in there now, dude.
Perfect.
I'm ready.
Sad enemies, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can just make the enemy just come towards you, just like the OG Smash TV
like
enemies,
zombie.
man, where they just yeah. You can
run
add the shooting ones too if you really like it. But I mean, I imagine that'll be enough just so you can feel the
fun.
Above
my levels of programming, dude.
Famous last words. All right. For the Combo Wombo podcast, I'm Mr. Gimpy. That's
Chipmunk.
Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Take it easy.
Deuces.